Welcome to the shop. We're doing a paint up here of Quint Jaws model. And I want to show you guys exactly what I'm doing. There's Mr. Quint here getting painted up. I do a lot of this by hand. I just do initial model paint here. Generally, the first coat is almost like a wash, just to get the paint to dry. And then you can see the primer underneath, so you go back over it with another layer, but not heavy. You want to do another wash over the top of that. That way you can have perfect skin tone, skin coloring, that kind of thing. Kind of hard to get details when you're painting different things with small details. Sometimes it can be difficult to get that to show up. So, the initial wash on his face. And go back in and just lightly dab in more color to fill that in where it's not filled in. And get the top of his head revolved too. I'll tamp that down. The hardest part for me is the headband. The headband. Goes right across the top of his head, and there's a blue headband that's got like little white markings on it. And it goes all the way around. Let's have some little colors here on the bald spot. I let that dry and just kind of, set in there on the ground. I'll go with a smaller brush now, a tiny tip brush. Ones where you have the micro tips on them. And that wouldn't be it. Like this. No, very tiny microtip. That's where I have to go in and do real tiny details like the eyes. And what I do is I do a tiny wash of transparent white, which I have somewhere here. Take a little bit, and then you have to take that tip and very carefully and easily go into the eye. And paint the eye. Very tiny. And you get his eyes painted. Looks like a zombie. Because I gotta take the same micro tip after that dries and very carefully put a tiny drop of black in there. I don't worry about the color of his eyes, like blue or whatever it is, brown or whatever. It could be any color, blue, brown, black. It's just going to be a micro dot with the very tip of the brush to put it on there. Still got to do his belt and his pants. His belt's going to be brown, his pants are black. So I could do the pants right now, and I will do that. Make sure my brush is cleaned out. Black, moss green, not black green, there's just a little bit of charcoal right in there. A little bit more. Do another follow-up because I want to see you guys see this thing get finished. So, continue airbrushing. Now, the effect is supposed to be wet with water, so it's going to look a little weird, a little gray and a little black, and you know. I can go back in and do the whole thing. But that's why I'm waiting for the eyes to dry. You see the hinds there? Waiting for them to dry so I can take a little dab of paint, put it in there, and make that effective. Oh shit, look on him. Oh. So I'm going to have a little bit more. Tiny bit. Okay, there we go. Now, the way this fits, you see the shark's mouth right here. There are two holes in there. You can see those holes. Quint effectively fits right there in those holes, like that, like so. And then the plug goes right there, but I better draw it out a little bit. I think it'll fit. But effectively it goes right there, like so. And of course I got to paint the shark up. Gotta do a little dremeling, smooth it out, primer it again, and then paint him. But this is a big piece. It's like 20 inches long all the way around from end to end. With everything, it's 20 inches long. Like I said, you got the lower jaw here, which I'm going to have to touch up and redo it on some of this. I'm going to do that right now. Let me get I got a little bottle right there. It is. Primer blood. Get a little of that in the cap. That way I can effectively take this and go in here and dab it. In here. gonna have a little bit right back here where this behind the teeth. And do a very light wash right there so to coat the gums in between the teeth. Same thing here. Sometimes you get a little heavy. I'll just wipe the brush off. And just take that gum blood and pull it away. Funny thing is, this Quint takes up most of the room in this thing because he sits. There's two indentions. There's an indention right there and right here. And those indentions are where he sits, right there. So you really don't see a lot of this. But as a habit, I have to go in there and fill it in because it looks good, and I don't want anybody saying it's not a good paint job. So, and then I will effectively dry brush some blood on the tip of the teeth, some of them. Go in between the teeth and the gap and kind of dry brush a little bit of blood in there. And then you have a pretty effective looking mouth. Some heavy doses right here on the sides. Trying to do that, there's some flashing right there. And there's two teeth that are sticking up in the front. There's broken teeth back here in the back. So there we go. And then I have a little bit and go over that with a little bit more white. So let me do that real quick. We'll give him a nice creamy looking underside here. Because I did a wash on that one. And now I have to go touch it up with a little bit more white. I'll take them off white. Do another wash. Kind of just fill in those areas of the gray. Just dry brush that through. Again. I really wish I knew how to do this live without having to stop every 10 minutes, upload, do all that. I'm on 1,000 videos. Anyway, here's the lower jaw, painted up, pretty much ready to go. Now we've got to put our dots in Quint's eye. So, to effectively give Mr. Quint that proper oh shit look, take this tiny brush and just on the tip. Don't get the whole brush wet. On the tip. And then right here where you see where his eyes are, I'm going to effectively dab a little dot right there in the middle. Now I'm using too big a brush. This is the one I want. Take a little bit of paint off the side of the thing. And just dab it right there in the middle if you can. Sometimes you need a magnifying glass for this thing because it's very hard sometimes to see all the small details and stuff anyway. So there he goes. He's got his eyes. And he's got that proper oh shit look. And I'm still waiting for the paint to dry. But we got the lower jaw. We got Mr. Quint pretty much done. And do another wash on the, I do the belt. Oh, I do the belt. I can do the belt. Because that's going to be the same color paint as the eyes. I'll just take this, shake this dark brown up. Get this, excuse me for a second. Take a little brush and go right along the belt and put that brown thing on there, right there. Now you got belt loops, so you have to do a black for the belt loop. The belt loops are part of the pants, so I have to go back in there after and skip these portion right here where the belt loops come out. And there's a buckle, and the buckle gets painted silver. goes all the way down to the back. Even though he's sitting and nobody really sees it, I have to do it. My Asperger's will not let me do anything other than the most perfect job. Even on the back, right there where he's at, sitting. And see, that's where I can take this black paint, which is now black, and just kind of wash it around. Is it still wet? I gotta take these and do the belt loops in black. So I took that and very carefully put a little excess and just put it right over the top of that. Right here and right there. So he has belt, which is effectively painted. I'll let that dry. It's supposed to have like a watery effect to look like it's wet, but it's watery. And that is pretty much it for the paint portion of this. Still have to do drum work on this one. Primer it. And I do that. Kind of get loud. Get loud, boys and girls.